Hey guys, it's Holly. So today it's the release of the Justice League Snyder Cut. So for fun, I thought I would show you guys my entire DC minifigure collection because it's actually a lot bigger than I kind of thought it was, but I also thought it would be kind of fun to show you guys these figures in the way that Zack Snyder intended. So this entire video, funnily enough, was actually, I'm not kidding, this definitely isn't a joke, this entire video was shot using IMAX cameras for IMAX in an IMAX ratio. So really, you all should be running to your nearest IMAX theater and be playing this video like that, because that's the whole reason this video was intended. It was for IMAX. So that's why we're here. Just kidding. Although funnily enough, I do know a lot about IMAX. So I mean, theoretically, I could make this video for IMAX, but I'm not going to do that. So anyway, I thought I would show you guys every single figure and kind of talk about how I got them, where I got them from, and why I have them basically. And really, after pulling all of this out, I was very, very tempted to go and buy myself some old Batman sets, old DC sets, whether that be from like 2012, not so much like the original ones, but like some of the older superhero sets, because I'm really tempted now to build myself a bat cave. I mean, Forest Fire for me, just like a lot of you guys probably, was a big inspiration growing up and I loved watching his videos. So seeing all of these figures really makes me want to kind of take that and do something fun and kind of build a mock. I don't know, I say that all the time, but you never know. So let's start off, and I'm gonna go in kind of order of release. I feel like that's gonna be the best way in doing this. I will also put up this video in color for everyone who kind of wants to see it all, and I will unlist that and have it linked in the description, plus in the little card up the top here if you do actually want to see these figures. I'm not really gonna change anything, so you're still getting the whole IMAX spiel in that video. But here are all of my figures. So first off, we have sort of a Dark Knight Batman, and this is from the Harley Quinn's Hammer Truck set that released, I believe it was 2007 or 2008, and that set was on my wanted list for the longest time, and last year I finally pulled the trigger and bought a used one off eBay, and I really like it. This Batman's pretty cool. I need to try and flatten out his cape, but it's so cool to have the original kind of Batman face and Batman cowl as a figure in my collection, and he's probably definitely one of the coolest and oldest and probably rarest Batman figures I have. Next up is the original Harley Quinn from that same set, and she means a lot to me. I thought this figure was the absolute coolest for the longest time, and honestly, after watching Forest Fire's videos, that's when I first learnt about Harley Quinn. I did a lot of research on her, and that's how she became my favorite character, basically just off this minifigure. So to now have her in my collection is amazing, and I love her. To this day, I think her torso print still holds up. It's amazing. Next up, we have the 2012 Catwoman from the Catwoman City Cycle Chase thingy, and I just really wanted a Catwoman figure, and it was the greatest because she came in such a cheap set, which was absolutely amazing, and I love this figure. She's so cute. I was so close to selling this set, and I'm really glad I didn't in hindsight, because I do quite like this Catwoman figure, and she is my only one as well, so I'm glad I still have her in my collection. And of course she does have her brown whip, and I really love that new Catwoman figure. I regret not buying that Batcave set because she just looks so good. Also from the Cat Cycle Chase, we do have Batman, and as you'll see, there's something wrong with him, and that's the fact that he has no wings and no cape. Now, this figure was supposed to have this giant blue wing piece. I've still got the box here that was supposed to look like that, and unfortunately, because I was stupid, I covered that piece in with Sharpie. So I kind of damaged it, which is a real shame, and I remember taking it out of this box and kind of the bag and everything to try and get rid of that Sharpie, but now I've misplaced it, so I need to find it. But also, if anyone has any advice on trying to get Sharpie off Lego, I would highly appreciate it, because otherwise I'm going to have to buy another one off Bricklink, and I think I might just end up doing that because, you know, we all make mistakes, okay? I made a mistake with this figure. I'm sorry, Batman. I'm sorry. Next up is the 2012 Black Batman, and this is actually technically my sister's figure. I did used to have one of my own because I used to have that Batman and Two-Face set, but you know, I was stupid and I sold it, unfortunately, which is such a shame because I look back and I really liked that Batmobile and Two-Face's truck, but I'm just glad that we still have that Batwing set so that I do have this Batman in my collection. Next up is the Joker, and I'm really glad to have him. He's also from that Batwing set, and I just think he looks really good, and it's crazy to think that they still use this hair and a very similar face to this day, although I do quite like his torso printing, and he does have his Tommy gun. I believe I've got two of these figures because I do have the Joker and Harley Quinn Dimensions pack, but from memory, I think one of them doesn't have a double-sided face, but I'm not entirely sure which one. Next, we do have the Joker Goon, and I love his torso print with the Joker's face on the back. That jacket just looks amazing, and even the face print's really cool. I wish we got more goons like this in future sets because I just think they're so funny and are great to army build. And lastly, from 2012, I do have the Harley Quinn figure from the Dynamic Duo Funhouse Escape. I always wanted that set as a kid, but unfortunately it was a Lego exclusive, so I would have had to order it online. And because they didn't sell it in stores, I wasn't able to get it, sadly, which is such a shame because my mum said I could purchase it, which is why I got that Two-Face set instead because they didn't have it, which is really painful because I really wanted Harley and the Riddler from that set, but also that Robin, and that's still a figure that I want to this day. But nevertheless, I'm glad I bought Harley off Bricklink because she just looks so good. Next, we take a pretty big jump in years and we go to 2015, and I have Supergirl, and she is a recent addition. Actually, I've only got her recently as a gift, and I really like this figure because I've wanted Supergirl for the longest time, and the amount of times I looked at that Brainiac attack set to get Martian Manhunter and Superman, and just I really wanted it, but I never ended up getting it, so it's really awesome to now have Supergirl in my collection. But also the fact she also has my Sig Fix hairpiece. Oh, so fancy. Taking another big jump, and now we're at the Lego Batman movie where I do have quite a lot of figures. I remember seeing the CMF and even the sets, and I just really liked the design of them. And I knew I had to get Robin, aka Dick Grayson, because I really wanted a Robin figure, and this was the one way to kind of get him for really cheaply. But I love the fact that he also comes with the shark repellent bat spray, kind of Easter egging and referencing the 60s TV show. I just think it's super cool, and I was also very close to selling this figure. Luckily, no one wanted him, so I managed to keep him and I removed the listings, and I am not letting go of that figure anymore. Next is the Arkham Joker, and my sister ended up picking up this one, and I wish I grabbed more of these, and I still might go and grab more of them because I just want a bunch of the Arkham jumpsuits. I think they look incredible, and it would be so good to put some of like my spare Harley heads on there and have multiple, but I also really like the Joker's super sad face. I just think it looks great, and even his slightly kind of please forgive me face, and just the Joker's hair from the Lego Batman movie as well is incredible. It just looks amazing. I really like this figure, and like I said, I regret not getting more of them. Next up is Vacation Batman, and he does come with these orange flippers, but I wouldn't be able to put him on my little stand if I still had them on, so I've taken them off now. I swore I sold this figure. He was put away in a plastic bag, and I was frantically searching for him last night, and luckily I found him, but he didn't have his rubber ring, and I swore I'd lost it, and I was getting really upset. But this morning I managed to find it, which is great because that piece is now worth like $3 on its own. I love this figure. I think he's hilarious. I wish I had the matching Vacation Joker, and I was thinking about getting him, but he's still kind of expensive, so I might not for now. I think I'll just put that on the back bench, but he's such a funny figure, and I love how the rubber duck also has a bat mask printed on it. It's so cool. Next up is Nurse Harley Quinn, and this one has a fun story behind it. So I bought this figure back when the CMF launched, and just because I wanted her hairpiece. I thought it looked incredible. I also loved the print and everything, but unfortunately I sold this figure earlier in the year, which I majorly regret because I watched an Action Flash video which basically went through kind of all of the Arkham Easter eggs, and he said that this was kind of referencing the original Arkham game, and I don't know how, but I'd never seen it before, and those are some of my favorite games of all time, so instantly I regretted it. And then he ended up actually giving me one for my birthday as a little gift because I did tell him this story and how upset I was, so I'm really happy to have her back in my collection. This figure means a lot to me, and thank you for giving her to me, Ash. I really appreciate it because I really missed her. Let that be a lesson in life to not so impulsively sell all of your figures because sometimes you will regret it, and this was definitely one of those cases. Next up is Ballerina Batman, and he just looks fabulous. I love this figure because I did used to do ballet. I also love his pink Batman cowl. I think it looks fantastic. I love the printing on him. He's just a lot of fun, and this one's also quite a recent addition to my collection, and I just think he's so bright and colorful. Not that you can really tell because, like I said, this is made for IMAX the way Zack Snyder intended, but you know, he's pink, okay? For everyone wondering at home, he's pink. Here we have Lobster Batman, and I love this printed plate, and just the lobster in general I think looks hilarious, but also just the fact that Batman's like, he's wandering around, he doesn't want to be Bruce Wayne, he still wants to be Batman while lounging around. I just think looks great. It's really giving me kind of like Hugh Hefner vibes on the robe. I don't know, should I even have said that? I don't even know. But anyway, it looks great. We're gonna move on before I get in trouble. And lastly, for the Lego Batman movie, we have Harley Quinn on her roller skates. I loved the Joker's lowrider set. I loved it. I really wish I got it because 1, this figure's amazing. 2, the Joker was amazing. 3, I liked Batgirl. 4, the car was amazing, but unfortunately I didn't get it. But you know, at least I have the minifigure, which is great because she comes with this amazing printed bat, and I really like the design of her, but also, like I said before, that hairpiece is amazing, but she also does come with a different face, which is great for me because now I have some variation. Just look at the detail, arm printing and everything. It's so well done. So depending on what I find out when I edit this video, we're just going to slot Wonder Woman where she needs to be, and here is the Justice League Wonder Woman, the only figure that is partly relevant to this video because she's actually in the Snyder Cut. Yay! I love these Wonder Woman figures. I definitely prefer the one from the Wonder Woman movie just because I like that costume better because it's more bright and colorful, but I love the detailing on this figure in general. Arm printing, tiara, torso printing, leg printing that's not really dual molded but has amazing print either way. She's also got her super detailed shield, which the only other appearance is in the brick head. She comes with a sword. I love this figure. She's been sat on top of my gaming monitor. I say gaming monitor, I use it for other things as well, but she's been sat on top of my monitor for months now, ever since I got her, and I love this figure so much. I mean, in general, I just love this hairpiece, so it's amazing that I'm able to have her in my collection because I love Wonder Woman. She's my homie. Up next is my only DC CMF figure, and that is Bumblebee, and I purely bought this figure for the hairpiece. I'm not gonna lie to you, I just wanted her awesome hairpiece because I think it's incredible, and I do want to buy more of these hairpieces because I just think it's amazing, and I love the detail and the texture and how it represents, diversity, which is something I love seeing in my hairpieces. So I really want to get more because I just think she looks super stylish. But also the detail on this figure in general is amazing. I love the printed Bumblebee wings. I love the yellow electricity, the arm printing, her torso print also looks really good, as well as her facial expression. I wish I bought more of this CMF while it was still available, and I'm going to try and hunt down some more because I really want that Jay Garrett Flash, as well as Superman and the Joker, and even Huntress. I've got Huntress's hairpiece, but not Huntress. Next up, we have Wonder Woman 1984 golden version, which I literally bought as soon as I got back from watching this movie at the cinema. It was the first time I went to the cinema since pretty much the beginning of COVID, and before that the last movie I saw was Birds of Prey. So DC's really bringing me back to the cinema, I ain't going to lie. So literally I came home, I ordered this figure off Bricklink, I ordered the lasso to go with it. She arrived a week later and she's been sat next to Justice League Wonder Woman on top of my monitor ever since. I really wanted this figure. I came really close to getting this set, but I ultimately decided probably wouldn't care about it. I just really wanted the figure, so that's exactly what I did. Next is the figure that brought me back into buying DC sets in general, and that is the Rebirth Harley Quinn. As soon as I saw this figure, I knew I had to have her. She just looked incredible, and I was umming and ahhing on getting the Joker's trike or just buying her separately, but then she was still expensive on Bricklink, not really going under 20 Australian, and majority of them were overseas listings, so I just pulled the trigger and I was like, you know what? The reviews say that this set is great. Both the vehicles look really cool. It's got great figures. Let's just do it. And I don't regret it. Even though I have the Batman accessory pack, which now means I've got 2 of these Harley Quinns, I still don't regret it. I love this hammer build. I love this figure so much, but also the rest of the figures in that set were amazing. For example, this Robin figure. This is my first ever proper Robin. It has taken me a very long time, but we finally got here, and I'm really glad to have him as well. See, he's another one of the reasons why I really wanted that set. Besides the vehicles, I did a full review if you want to hear my proper thoughts, but basically, it was a great DC set. I want to see more of this. It makes me want to buy more DC, which is now a problem because now I'm going to get addicted again. You know the cycle. A slightly less great one was this Joker figure because, you know, he's very similar to the other one, just a few slight differences. But either way, I'm glad to have another Joker. La-di-da-da. Let's move on to Batman. I'm Batman. So this is my first Batman figure. I don't even know why I did that. Anyway, this is my first Batman figure in a really long time, pretty much since the Lego Batman movie. So this is my first one with the new cowl. We've got a nice soft cape. He also had his other cape alteration. Like his print, it was just disappointing not to see him with his dual molded boots. But then again, it's fine because we got this Batman in the Batman accessory set, which is currently exclusive, but I can see it being released a lot more widely, and he reminds me so much of the classic original 2006 grey Batman, which just makes me so happy because I've always wanted that figure. I've never bought him. Hopefully one day I can add that figure into my collection, but I will take him for now. And this one's got dual molded legs. I haven't actually done a review on this set, nor do I think I will, but I really like this figure. He's damn cool. And the final figure from that set and the final figure in my DC collection is the Penguin. I've always loved the Penguin. He's been one of my favorite Batman villains. Like, I think back to when I was playing the Lego Batman games, both 1 and 2. I loved the Penguin. I loved his Penguin minions. In fact, I think I built myself one of those Penguin minions out of some spare pieces once, which I wish I still had because I think he would pair really nicely with it. I like this figure. He looks really cute. He's probably the main reason I'd say that I bought that Batman pack because I didn't have one and I wanted that new Batman figure as well. So thank you, Penguin. Totally don't regret buying that 4+ set. Actually, no, I definitely don't regret buying that 4+ set because he's right here. It's amazing. So those are all of my DC figures. I was kind of planning on standing them all up again rather than just moving my pile into the center. But then again, part of me is being told that this is what Zack Snyder would have wanted. He just wants chaos and destruction. And you know, that's just my thoughts on Zack Snyder for my 2 cents. You can find out more on Twitter if you want to hear more after I've actually watched the Snyder Cut. Anyway, here are all of my DC figures, and it's a lot of fun to actually kind of sit back and go, there's my lens cap. I should move that out the way. Anyway, it was really fun to go through all of these figures and kind of talk through how I got them, when I got them. And like I said, it makes me really want to go and buy some more Batman sets. In fact, I think I managed to find a Lego Batman movie set from like that store Kids Stuff, which is like that one American store where like they sell Lego at like $10 more than retail, but like I'm kind of tempted to get it. It's that Clayface set and I really want it. I really want to build a Batcave. Maybe I should do it. I don't know. Stay tuned to find out. The only thing I would say about my DC collection is I think it's a pretty criminal offense that I don't have Superman to begin with besides being a keyring, and same with the Flash. I have them both as a keyring but not as a figure. Specifically the Flash, I feel like I need to kind of add him to my collection. Otherwise I feel like I'm kind of not, you know, doing my duty here. But I love all of my DC figures. DC, I definitely prefer the characters over Marvel, but I would much rather watch a Marvel movie any day, I think. But I love DC and I really hope that the theme can kind of revive itself. I would love to see it be as great as it was back in like the Lego Batman movie era, or even just back to 2012. Like, I have so many fond memories of going to get that set, and I came home from school and my mom had bought them, and it was a great experience and so much fun. And yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna get back into buying superheroes now, which is dangerous but exciting. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, especially since it was, like I said, filmed in IMAX for IMAX, so it's the way Snyder intended. You all know this. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel down below. This video was a lot of fun to do, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.